Determination as to whether the burden has been met. Obviously today the jury felt that the evidence was not sufficient. We knew going into this case that it was going to be a very difficult case to prove. It's a 25-year-old murder. There were multiple suspects throughout the years, but we believe that we had sufficient evidence to show that the murderer was Robert Malick. The jury disagreed with us. We respect that. We understand the conclusion that they came to, but again, we felt that our evidence was sufficient.
Is there anywhere else to go from here for the family of Joan?
Criminally, no. No, this is the end of the road.
How difficult is it to try a 25-year-old case?
I'm sorry?
How difficult is it to try a 25-year-old case?
Well, it's very difficult, and as you all heard from being in the courtroom, there were multiple suspects throughout the years. There were multiple leads. There were people of interest that the police department had an obligation to look into and try and vet to see. None of them actually fit together over the years, but that creates issues then when you do prosecute the case against someone else, because there are naturally defenses built in for that defendant.
Do you think William's testimony was the most damning for your case?
Well, I don't know. I really didn't find William Alton's testimony to be that credible. I didn't find the supposed confession, to be that credible, and I didn't find him to be very credible. So I don't know, that's probably something better posed to jurors.
What do you say to the Schoppaul family who, in their eyes, they've never gotten justice for their daughter?
Well, we just met with the Schoppaul family, and I would say that they are taking this the best that they possibly can. Again, they understand the verdict. They disagree with the verdict as we do. They have a very strong faith in God, and that's what they are relying on right now.
And out of all the cases that you've tried, how does this one rank among other when you're talking about?
Every case is different. I would say this is one of the more difficult cases that I've ever seen come through our court system. And again, we knew that this would be a difficult case going into trial, but we still felt we had plenty of evidence to prove that we had the right guy.
Do you believe Robert Malick got away with murder?
Well, let me say this. As a prosecutor, I have an ethical obligation to only proceed on cases that I feel the evidence is sufficient for a finding of guilt. That is what I did in this case. The jury disagreed with me, so Robert Malick will have to answer that himself.